Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people of all ages, we are back on the show. Only Pod Can Judge Me. I'm your host, the big fella D King. I got my man to the left.
R to the K, a.k.a. Illogic, a.k.a. Illogic 100. Holla at me.
And my guy to the right.
Come on, man. You know who it is. It's your boy, Wayne D. Wayne D253. Wayne D the Barber. But before we get started, man, listen. It's been a while. Look, welcome back. But y'all like, subscribe, share, smash the like button, leave comments. Let us know how y'all feel. We love responding. We love the interaction between our fans. We appreciate y'all. Blessings, Kings.
Hey, man, we're back after a 2-week
hiatus
is what we like to say. You feeling refreshed, man.
I'm feeling refreshed. No, for real.
Some people are under the weather. People had different things going on just in life in general, but we are back in the saddle, man. How was last week for you, RK?
Man,
or the last 2 weeks.
Man, I'm still in recovery, but you know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Still
Good to see you, King.
Yeah,
come on,
good
man.
to see you too,
yes,
man.
Sir. It's always good to see you.
Trimmed and all that.
I mean, lightweight, man. Yeah, man. I mean, really, I got, I went through that thing, caught COVID, you know what I'm saying? So that was tough, you know what I'm saying? And then, man, I was kind of like in a bad mental space for them last 2 weeks, to be honest, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Really trying to going through some changes at work. Just a lot of stuff going on, man. And so, you know what I mean?
How you feeling today, though?
I'm feeling good today, man. I had to take some time and really, tell myself who I am again, you know what I'm saying? And remind myself, you know what I'm saying?
Come on, man, for sure.
And, pull my mind up out of that space, man, and I'm here, you know what I'm saying? And
Allow
it's good.
me to reintroduce myself.
Come on, King. Come on.
You know what I'm saying?
3,000.
Yeah.
Come on.
What about you, D?
Come on, man. Listen, your boy been really good. Been chilling. Was able to step out. Look with the misses for the black couples ball on Saturday or on Friday. Man, it was just amazing. I was telling the wife we was just going through pictures one day, and then I just seen us dressed up one day, and I'm like, love, we got to get out. We got to get out there one more time. Like I love seeing you dressed up, just chilling, go to a nice formal dinner. But when we got there, it was just amazing just to see how many black couples love. Like it was just like everyone he was running. How you doing, King? Good, bless you. Good. Look, hello. Like it was really good to see, us interacting, in that manner. And I was like, look, I was enjoying it, bro. I was soaking it all up. Like, Came back to the barbershop the next day, letting people know, like, next year, you gotta make it there. Like it was a function. It was a move. So
it was a vibe.
It was a big vibe.
Big vibe.
We got tickets to the day right before it. Like we wasn't gonna go. We didn't even know anything. Well, we knew about it, but we didn't even think nothing of it. One of my clients came and was like, "Yeah, I'm going to a ball tomorrow." I said, "You going to a ball? Like what?" I said, "Well, look, how do we get tickets? Like I need to go." So then we hit E-Weez up and see if she was gonna get us something, but we ended up getting in there and it was cool. It was really cool.
That's dope,
so,
man.
I've been trying to get to that for a few years now. I've been watching it for like the last 5 years, man. I just haven't really put the effort into going, but man,
I be forgetting every time. I know because I know the people that run it, Terrence and Heidi. Shout out to them for holding it down for years that they've started the Black Marriage Ball. And me and Lorena, we were supposed to go last year. Something happened. There's always something happening. I didn't even when I saw the picture, I'm like, shoot. I didn't even know what was happening until I got a chance to see all that love that was in the room. You know what I'm saying? Everybody got to put their dappers.
Hey, they was dappers.
Yeah, dappers. And
there was some look,
fine linens and things.
Look, I'm not gonna lie. Look, bro, I was like, dang, look, I thought I was suited. I thought I was clean. Look, I stepped in that joker clean, but I'm like, some of these fits, look, I got to put my stuff together. Look, next year.
Did you rent that tux or you own that?
I own that. Come on, man. That's me. Look, that's in the closet.
So
look,
you got a white tuxedo.
I got a few. Look, I got a few of them in there. Look, on these occasions, look, you never know.
You was looking like new money, man.
I appreciate it.
When he got his own money, he got his own money.
When I tell you that boy, I got his own. Hey, look, but I put on I'm like, okay, cool. I'm not gonna lie to you. Next year I might do the Coming to America thing. I might put the fur on. They was in there, bro. They was in there. Look, I'm telling you, look.
I believe it.
That's love. Was in their finest linens, like you said. Look,
that's love, man.
How about yourself?
I can't complain, man. God has allowed me to see another.
Come on,
year,
yes, sir.
Man.
Come on,
Fresh
man.
44, man.
Yeah. Come on, man.
Fresh 44 is a blessing. Got a chance to celebrate with family and friends over a couple-day window, man. I actually got a chance to attend a concert last night that I knew absolutely zero about, but it was a birthday gift. And we down at Climate Pledge, I invited a lot of my boys, but they don't know nothing, so
look,
they couldn't show up.
Told you,
they couldn't show up, so I had to go with another group, and it was lit. Burner Boy, man. Shout out to Burner Boy and Afro Beats because my brother B just got back from Ghana, and he's been talking about it like he's never felt that way in his life, to just see everything was just black. It's just it messed him up. Like he just couldn't believe that it was everything was all over there, and just in the fact of just seeing. I didn't know that Burner Boy was considered as the Drake of Africa. Oh. In Nigeria, and like he kept it flowing. The whole he got up at 9. Right, he got up at 9 and then ended at 11. Like he really went for 2 hours.
Come on,
and people were in that facility moving and grooving. People lost some weight last night.
Oh man,
weight loss last night.
Calories was burned.
Yes, calories. If you had the Apple Watch on with the calories burned,
you got
people was burning. Literally, Saya. At whatever age she is 21 times a couple.
Look, was moving
and grooving the whole time.
Man.
The whole time. So it was a good vibe. I never would have thought, you know what I'm saying, that would even been my thing, but it was just like a place of peace.
Yeah.
It was a place of everybody getting along and just seemed like everybody was happy. No drama.
That's cool.
It was a good vibe.
He got bars too.
He got some stuff, bro. If you guys honestly would have went, you would have been like, I didn't even know that was him,
right?
That did that song.
Yeah.
Like, I was gonna say I might know him from a lot of TikToks or like you know, like little shorts.
He did All My Life.
That's all right.
That's him on that song when the deep voice dude singing on that. That's him.
Okay, look.
And so it was messing me up. I'm like, because he sung that song last night. I'm like, what is going on?
Man.
Yeah.
But it was a vibe, like I said, and it was a good time, and I'm glad I actually went. Real talk.
Good.
We got a couple things on the agenda today, gentlemen, and this is a tough one that I'm going to come off the rip. We like to call this hard in the paint.
Come on.
Is sports rigged professionally? And if so, give me something to back your thought process.
I mean, me personally, I think I won't say rigged, but I think it's controlled. I think you can't rig an individual's performance. Like they still have to go out there and perform, but you can control it by making this call or making this foul or throwing this flag. Like you can control it to an extent to make it look like it's not rigged, but I can think it's controlled. Okay. Meaning, going to my man LeBron, when they came back from that 3-1 deficit, I think it propelled LeBron's the way people perceive LeBron by coming back. Oh, he's the only one that ever came back from 3-1. Like that was very, very tough. That was a 73-9 win team for him to come back on. But in order for them to have that, they had to remove Draymond Green with the flagrant foul, which I say was a foul. But then once they lose that game, now you see Cleveland has the momentum of them controlling it, and they kind of took it.
So not to cut you off, because I want you to keep going.
Yeah.
You saw the momentum shift, and they're still down 3-2.
And they're still down 3-2. But just the momentum will shift by they win that game at 3-2. Okay. Draymond Green is suspended for game 3. Okay. Yet still they have to play game 7 in Golden State. But once you have that momentum going, it's tough slowing down the train. Once you can control it like that, that's not the only game. I think in the what game was it? The New England and the super comeback. When New England came back from against Atlanta.
Okay.
When they were down 28-3. There was some calls in that game that was like momentum breakers of Atlanta moving the ball.
But okay, so not to cut you off again, that's not being rigged. That's based off of like circumstances and momentum. I'm saying rigged means like a lot of people talk about the sport of boxing is rigged when you have watched boxing with the eye test and people losing the fight they shouldn't have lost, and the judges that are on the scorecard scoring it, sometimes it's kind of outlandish based off what you've seen. I'm going somewhere with this, and I'm gonna come back to you. I watched the Francis Fury fight. I didn't see Francis losing that fight based off what I seen. Now, are they going to take the championship? Or are they going to give the champion a loss that's undefeated against a guy that's not a real boxer? So was it fixed already? You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm asking, like, in the aspect of, because momentum, if people are conservative and they're playing not to lose, but also not to win, I see that happen all the time in sports. And I think that's just momentum changing. But I'm talking about actually with it, no matter what, like wrestling is obviously not rigged, but it's staged because they know the winner already. A lot of people don't know that. For those of you that don't know, but that it's staged already, they have an outcome of a winner, and people say it's fake, but it's not fake. It's just it's not hit as hard as it looks. Does that make sense?
And I think that's same way when it comes to champions that we see in sports.
Okay.
I think it's somewhat they know who's gonna win. Yet
really?
Still, that's just my opinion.
Okay.
I think they know who's going to win, or they may want this individual to get a championship too, kind of. Because you got to think about this. Sometimes commercials are even shot before seasons are even started, right? And then when the playoffs are coming or the championship is coming, they're running commercials that already been running through the whole season of that team that's already been on there. Like, how are you running commercials of individuals who are in the finals as if you didn't want them commercials to be ran anyway? And then they become Super Bowl commercials. So I'm not saying it's
that's good. Okay, and then I'll say something else.
Now,
that's good though, Dwayne, because I got something to back that.
I mean, to answer the question, I think it's rigged.
Okay, you think it's rigged?
And I seen Rasheed Wallace talk about this.
Oh yeah,
and he was very clear. I mean, he played the sport.
Richard, him
and Bonzi Wells,
and them guys was talking about it too.
Yeah,
what's the name? Not Montel.
It was.
And so
go ahead.
But I mean, to say, and so I guess what I think you're making a delineation that they're not making. You're saying it's controlled, and they're saying it's rigged.
Right.
You know what I mean?
They're playing it, so obviously they're gonna say it's rigged.
Yeah.
But I'm looking at it from an outside in.
But I can't take that where you're at with it. I gotta say it's rigged because they have a result that they're going for.
You
know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm a fan of a team, the Sacramento Kings, that went through that and has been exposed, and people went to jail behind that.
Yeah.
Proving that now this guy, David Stern, made him seem like he was a lone wolf.
The ref,
that was a part of that. They made it seem like it was an isolated incident. It only happened in that series.
I remember. I know exactly what you're talking about.
But it's been documented that happened.
Yeah.
And we were impacted. And now I'm a fan, as a casual fan, watching my team get robbed.
Knowing that you want to win.
Yeah.
Right. Like putting your all in on it.
Man.
Not even knowing anything that's happened on the backside of this.
Come on, man.
Not knowing that the ref could be paid off or could I got a check. We see him, the dude got fired. Yeah. But he could have got a check for his firing.
Exactly. You don't know what's on the other side of that.
Yeah.
But so I land on the side that is rigged. I look at boxing. You know how boxing is?
Yeah.
I mean, boxing is everybody knows boxing is rigged. They have who they want to win. That's why whoever comes in to compete has to beat the champion to become the champion.
To beat the champ.
So let me ask you guys both this question, because you're both boxing gurus. This second fight that they just signed with Spence and Crawford, are they going to let Spence win this fight?
No.
I think so. He's going to lose that fight too.
Yeah.
And
they're going to retire.
I mean, there's a chance he could come back stronger because he'll be hydrated up. He'll be more comfortable in his weight. There's a chance.
They want the trilogy to the 3.
That's not the 3 they want, though.
Yeah, I don't think the drive.
They want Canelo.
I don't think the drive for that Spence and Crawford fight was as big as it was for the De La Hoya Mayweather. Like the suspense of us wanting that was like really, really huge. So when we watched that, we're like, man, why can't that be a? But when we watched the fight, it was just so much of a lopsided where Mayweather was just doing his great defensive, really great, and Pacquiao could hit him. They're like, what's the point of us even trying to? Because we would have wanted another one.
Right.
But it was just so lopsided in that we're like, bro, ain't no way.
Right.
And so that's the same thing I feel like with the Spence. Like, when we seen the fight, we all seen the fight. Like, there ain't no way. Like, there was nothing.
That was bad.
There was nothing in that fight that you were like, so there was nothing in that to say.
He didn't have nothing.
I want to see another fight because it was a close fight.
Yeah,
other than us like seeing
I don't know if they're going to push the numbers in the pay-per-view.
It's not.
I don't know how they're going to promote that.
People are already saying they don't want to see it.
Yeah.
It's not going to do the number. But I mean, if anything is going to solidify Spence, solidify Crawford and Crawford gets to go on to the next step. But it all depends on who's behind it too, though.
Yeah.
Whose promotion is pushing it? Because as far as I understand, I thought Crawford changed his promotional team, and that's why when everybody the anticipation up to that fight, it wasn't clear that Crawford was going to be the winner. Everybody thought that Spence was going to be the winner because of the promotional team the money was behind Spence.
Right.
Agree.
Then it comes out Crawford's the guy. Right. Now who's the money man that's behind Crawford that's going to push it to get the result they want?
Right.
Because that's what there's a reason why the Lakers is always in the playoffs.
100%. Not to say that
it's always money,
and not to say that they don't have great teams, because we want to cheer like they have great players.
Have great teams,
I'm not taking anything from any champion, because I really wholeheartedly believe when we were talking about that Rasheed Wallace team, I think that Detroit team. There's anomalies out there, like that Detroit team, that Dallas team.
No team can compete with them. Yeah.
So I think you can overcome those. And there are anomalies where you're like, oh man, I wasn't expecting that to happen, and it happens.
Yeah, to beat the champ, you gotta beat the champ, right?
But then there are times I'm like, ain't no way. Like, come on, bro.
It's like Giannis winning the championship. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah. It's like everybody knew he was good, but for that team,
what it did, I'll give an example to both of you guys. The Joker. Yeah, he's been this good for a long time.
Yeah.
Now it's just being magnified because people actually got a chance to see him.
Yeah.
He's been doing these same numbers.
Yeah, I agree.
You know what I'm saying? It's like people are acting like now
his talent got better around him too, and they didn't break it up.
True.
They grew with him and got better. That chemistry.
True.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right. But I'm just talking about him as the individual. Like, he's been the 24, 13,
almost triple-double,
and 9 to 10 guy for the last, if you look at his stats over the last 7 years. But now, why is it being magnified? Because they gave him the back-to-back MVPs? Or is it even more solidified now that he actually won a championship?
Right.
Because I think I think NBA, and I believe all sports, but NBA is definitely about the money of what brings to the table.
Come on, man.
Of what drives.
How can I
think he's an outlier. I think he overcame that Denver team, surprised everybody and overcame even the refs and even the whole the script that was for the season, who they thought was going to be at the top of the pile, because nobody thought that the Lakers was going to end up like that. They got to the second round, or
no, they made it to the finals. They made it to the Western Conference.
Western Conference Finals, but then they collapsed.
Joker blew them out.
Yeah, they blew them out. Yeah. Nobody expected that.
Yeah. So
because when they beat Golden State, because Golden State was on the ropes with Sacramento.
Yeah, they was on the ropes.
Right.
So for me, I somewhat think that maybe, and this is just me just being a conspiracy, you can say it if I want, I think they might have known already Denver was going, who the higher ups might have known that Denver was already going to win, even though we didn't know before the season. Oh man, they say their odds of winning was like 25 to 1, something's crazy. And then they get to the championship, and then everybody wants to bet them. I think they was betting on them before they even know the championship was in, and then they ended up winning. You know
that's
what I'm
the case, look at the NFL.
Agreed.
Who's going to win? Who at this point in the season, everybody got a couple of losses. Who's going all the way?
They know. I got an opinion on who I make.
You know what I'm saying? Because you'd have thought Miami till like 2 weeks ago.
See, I don't.
4 or 5 teams.
I don't Detroit. I hear you.
San Fran.
That's a good one to give a perspective now of who would. I think right now Philadelphia still has to be the front runner, but bearing no injuries, because we don't know what the injury. But as of right now, who's playing the best ball right now in the regular season? It's Philadelphia.
I'm not gonna lie to you. From what I've seen from Baltimore, I'm not putting nothing past Baltimore either. Like, Baltimore, you don't know what you're getting. And that's why you say because you don't know what to expect. It's like, I'm saying too, because you're like which one goes? I
love
agree.
Lamar Jackson.
You know what I'm saying?
He got braids, and it's like the Marshawn Lynch effect. I don't know if they want to see him, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, but it's a heck of a redemption story because he went through all that contract stuff.
You're right. Yeah.
But do they want to push that as him being an individual and fighting for his own?
Agree. And let him make it there against whoever they face, they won't.
They might give him all the hype, and he'll lose.
You know what I'm saying?
The refs, because them flags.
They did that to Cam Newton.
Mahomes.
They did it to Cam Newton. They did it to Marshawn Lynch. They did it to
all over again.
Yeah, like, come on, bro.
Yeah, they won't.
Let Mahomes play.
There's no way he can't win a Super Bowl with the team he got this year. If he does, then he's
we say that.
Really the real deal.
And what if they're trying to push him to be real deal, like better than Tom Brady? We're like 5 champions
because they need another Tom Brady,
right?
Yeah,
they need another face.
That's gonna be tough, man.
Right? But we don't know that.
No, you're right.
That's what I'm saying.
So you guys both think it's rigged.
I think it's control. I can't say rigged for sure. Because
I do have a question for you guys because I never played sports though.
Okay.
So that thing because you guys talked about the momentum and said that the momentum can change. I'm talking about a 7-game series.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Can it really change that much in a 7-game series where you start getting blown out?
Yeah.
So I'll let you speak to it and I'll speak to what
So I'm a believer of momentum, and that's in anything. That's even in I think in careers like businesses.
Yeah.
I think once you get momentum, that's like even with the housing market, like once you get a few houses, they say everything else is just a snowball effect. It just becomes easier for you to just obtain a few more houses or a few more investments. Then they become from a few more houses investments to now you're owning businesses, and now you're owning businesses to corporations. Like it just becomes that easy. So I think anything with momentum, once momentum gets going behind it, I think there's no stopping it. There's no way. That's just my opinion.
Momentum is real. So I'll just speak from a high school perspective. We're in Christmas break. We didn't practice. Coach gave us a couple days off. And we go to play Seattle Prep High School over there. We're undefeated right now. We got Jamal Crawford. You got Dave King. It's like the dynamic duo. We're supposed to go in there. We're up by 20. And all of a sudden, we start playing with the game.
Yeah.
And they start making every shot because every dog has their day where he get hot.
It's just throwing up.
But that's one game.
Right.
Would that happen in 7 games?
I can't speak on it from that aspect because I never played to that magnitude. Can it? We saw it happen with the Cleveland.
But that's an anomaly. That's why I don't really believe that happened. Like I think it was rigged.
But we also saw that with Golden State that same year, or the year was it the year before that? That same year.
The year before
that.
They won the championship.
When they were down 3-1 to Oklahoma City when they had Westbrook and Durant.
Yeah.
They were down 3-1 and they came back.
No, that's the same season.
That was the same year then.
Yeah, that's the same year, but the series right before.
So they should have lost. They should have never went to the finals. It should have been Oklahoma.
No, Houston.
But there was a 7.
Houston, they came back to Houston.
I'm not talking about that
Oklahoma
series.
City, my bad, because Durant came and joined them.
But that was a 73-win season, though.
That's what I'm saying.
So you're saying they should have lost to OKC, even though
they were down 3-1,
even though it was a 73-win season. I just don't see a team that's that good collapsing without some other factors being a part of that. I think the refs start changing the way they were calling them games.
You've stand firm on that for all the years that I've known you too, which I don't agree because when I went back and watched, the referees kind of tightened up a little bit. It got tighter on both sides, and LeBron and Kyrie started making shots, and that when they found out that Kyrie can match everything that Steph was doing. And then LeBron was outplaying
momentum.
Their second and third best player. It kind of just took a toll, and Cleveland put it together. It's miraculous that, like you said, it is an anomaly. But in that case, it's just like LeBron averaged a triple-double in that series.
That block does not happen if the momentum's not there. It just doesn't happen.
Yeah, the chase down.
The chase down does not happen if you don't have the momentum. And that's not just momentum, him running down the court. That's just like the momentum that Cleveland was, like Cleveland couldn't do no wrong. It was like they couldn't do no wrong.
Exactly. They couldn't do no wrong because the refs wouldn't call it nothing.
I agree with you. I hear what you.
Only reason why I say that is because we know that was a jump shooting team. Clay, Steph was a jump shooting team. Draymond is distributing the ball. That's the essence of that offense, right? That's what they do. So if you got a jump shooting team and you're if you're 3 games into the series, in game 4, game 5, you start letting people get up on those shooters, kind of harass the shooters in a different kind of way. That's the way the refs are changing the way they call the games.
But
that's going to impact a jump shooter's game.
So you don't think,
right?
You don't think it on
They went all season long getting calls.
Okay.
Then.
Well, the regular season is way different than the playoffs.
Yeah, but they went to the playoffs and got to that point too.
It's the finals. But at the same token, they watch film, and you got to play a team, and it's the only team that you got to worry about. There's nobody else to watch film on.
You've been playing 4 games already. You guys know each other. You know what the plays, like you said.
Right.
We know the plays they're going to run.
Right.
We know what they're going to do.
Absolutely.
So when you get to when you get to getting up on somebody when they shoot that shot now, that's a little different.
Yeah.
If you could jump at somebody and kind of. Come on, y'all played the game, right? I didn't play the game.
Yeah. I've played the game.
Hey,
I played the game in high school, and college.
You played jump shooters, right?
No, I hear where you're coming from.
But
I was a jump shooter.
Jump shooters miss shots too.
They do.
And Klay Thompson wasn't making them like he was making them. If you go back and look in that series, they was in foul trouble because they had to guard. LeBron made them guard.
Yeah,
LeBron was barreling down the lane.
He was.
It ain't nothing new we don't know. He was already doing it the whole.
That's his game.
That's his game.
That's his game.
Or
is that the way? Or is that the way they call it?
That's the way he's played the whole time.
Is that how they call it the game?
No. But we go back and look and see.
These guys ain't pinballs, man. These guys ain't bowling pins. He running down the lane.
Yeah, we go back.
You try to.
Yeah, we go back and look and see.
Either you're gonna take the charge, or you're gonna part like the Red Sea.
But you know when it comes to a charge, though, it could go either way. It could be a charge or a foul.
You got to live with the decision that the ref makes,
and that's the ref. And then that's the
I agree.
What's happening? But what was happening?
I believe that's controlled.
It was more so.
I believe they controlled it.
It was more so like this. Okay, it wasn't like this.
I won't say rigged.
It was more so like this. They're opening up, and he's driving directly down to get a dunk. It's not. I'm gonna take it. He's too big. I'm gonna get out the way. So it parted like this.
Well, after Draymond got fouled got kicked out for fouling LeBron.
He didn't want to be reckless.
Yeah,
I agree.
Then he had to soften up the way he played.
That's why I say I think it's controlled. I
won't
say
he was doing too much the whole season. They were going to get him.
That was the third time he did that. By the way, that season
he was doing a lot.
You saw what he did
it was even in the playoffs. Oklahoma City, the series right before that,
right
when he kicked him. They're like, but he should have been out for that.
Steven Adams,
yeah, he should have been out for that.
He kicked the man in the genitals.
Right.
So you kicking him away in a ding ding ding.
And you know Steven Adams is a big Neanderthal. Yeah. So it's like if you hurt him, you didn't did something wrong.
Right.
No, that's good discussion on that. Gilbert Arenas recently said that the NBA should apologize to Allen Iverson about practice.
Man.
What's you guys' take on that? And just to kind of keep everybody else that's out there watching, remember the episode that when Iverson he didn't show for practice a couple days in
practice,
and they were trying to.
We talking about practice?
Suspend him. And he's
not the
in
game that I go out and bleed for.
Not the game I go to bleed for. Right?
Yeah. Not the game, but practice.
I'm the MVP of the NBA, and you talk about practice.
Exactly.
I don't miss no games. I go to show out for everybody. Practice.
Not the game.
Right.
Not the game.
Right.
Practice.
So expound on that. Who wants to start?
I think the narrative. I'm glad he brought this up because because it was the media that was hounding him for that back then.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? It was the media that was on his neck and saying that he was
on his neck,
like he did something wrong.
Right. Yeah.
So I think the media should be really apologizing or go the other route and really call these players out that are rested.
See, now that's what I want to talk about.
I agree. What's your perspective? I'm 100% on both of them.
Okay.
When it happened, I'm like really. I was a kid, so I'm thinking about look, I didn't like practice. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was a bad kid. I ain't gonna say I was a bad kid. I was a disobedient kid, so I didn't like.
Disobedient kids are bad.
They are. I wasn't bad. I was respectful. Look, I was respectful to adults. I respected my elders. Look, I gave you yes sir, yes ma'am, and opened up doors. But when it came to sports, I was just a high hat. So for me, I didn't like practice anyway. So I was all when he said that, I'm like, I ain't gonna lie to you. I told I think I might have been in 8th grade.
That's what they was worried about. They was worried about kids like you taking that tactic and not doing practice because Allen Iverson is like practice.
So I told my 8th grade coach, like, look, you hear Iverson yesterday? Did I tell you the story about me telling the whole team?
I've never heard this. Go ahead.
I told the team, so we were playing in the game.
To them.
I'm talking to y'all. I was in 8th grade. We was at both of our teams, undefeated team, 8-0 versus 8-0 team. We were playing each other. And then a play happened in the game. We're actually up by like 12. A play happened in the game. Foul's called. Technical's called on our coach. Kicks our coach out. That's on the sideline. He get kicked out. When he get kicked out, we bring in another coach or assistant coach to come coach with us. He comes coach with us. A play happens in the game, right, where I try to dive for a ball. The ball goes over my head. We get scored on the layup. I come to the sideline. The coach is getting on me. I said, you know what? I said, I've been busting I told this to the team. I said, I've been busting all y'all up in this game, in practice already. I'll go on the other team and beat all y'all if y'all really want me. To my team. I said,
so you're not a good teammate.
Wait. So I said, matter of fact, I
don't even know if I want to hear the rest of this.
Look, the coach might have been maybe like 23. I said, you know what? Matter of fact, I'll bust your behind too. I don't need the practice. I told y'all I'm the man. So I took that Iverson effect. Like I was like,
no, that's not the Iverson effect.
Yeah,
I said this. I said I don't have to practice. I know I was good, but I hear where you're coming from. For what Gilbert Arenas is saying, I believe when Iverson was saying, I'm like, man, like ain't no way. Like the man shows up for work and does what he's supposed to do when we want to see him being paid. Like we don't pay for practices, we pay for games. When we go see it, we're paying for games. So I want to see him show up and play 82, 81, 83, whatever many games there is.
And on that point, as a fan, I pay that money, man.
Right.
I don't have the money to go to every game. I don't have season tickets.
No.
If I'm taking my son to the game,
It's
I want to
a treat.
see the star play.
Right.
I can't. That's the part
that's
and I bought my tickets in advance. So I need to go see LeBron, whoever your star is.
That's why
I don't care whoever your star
he
is.
said it. That's what made him. Another thing that made him great. There's somebody that's never saw me play.
Yeah.
So that he's gonna show up all 82 games.
Yeah.
And so your story was good.
Listen,
you might have been killing.
I was killing.
But that's not the Iverson story.
That ain't. But look, I said I don't need the practice.
You got on the coach to do nothing to you. You went to fight with a coach and say, I'm just filling in because your coach got kicked out. You told him you'll beat him too?
I said, I'll beat you
I'm going to go on the other team? So what is the other team even doing when you're saying that? They're like,
oh, look, and then we were beating them too. And then they ended up coming back and winning. He wouldn't let me play no more.
Yeah,
so I took my jersey off and threw it. I'm like, boy.
oh, yeah, that's terrible.
Yeah,
That's
you're a bad teammate.
And I try to go over to the other team, like, give me a jersey so I can bust some of these busters up. I've been doing them wrong in practice anyway. They bums.
Wow.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen.
Apologize to them guys.
If you weren't watching, my apologies. I'm grown now. I apologize. I was enough. I promise you. I was wrong for that.
All you ladies and gentlemen out there that are athletes, don't listen to anything Wayne D just said.
No, listen, that was
that
bad.
will get you kicked off the team, and it'll go viral because they're recording you now.
Right. Look, right. Because if they were recording TikTok, I promise y'all to be recorded.
Right. So let's talk about this. The NBA has changed the rule of you can't just rest like that anymore.
Yeah. I think they say you can't set two. If you got two stars on your team,
right,
two max players on your team, both of them can't sit out at the same time unless they're both hurt for a reason. Like there's not rest days,
and it just can't. They can't just do it if they can do it on some back-to-backs.
Yeah,
but they can't just do it where they pick and choose what they want to play. And I agree. I think the NBA should have cleaned this up a long time ago because Greg Popovich started that with Tim Duncan and them guys, and people ran with it. You know what I'm saying? They took advantage of it all the way.
And I don't even think it was Tim Duncan. I think it was Kawhi when Kawhi.
No. Before Kawhi, Tim Duncan, Manu Ginobili, and Tony Parker.
Toward the end of his career,
they were resting a lot, and Kawhi was a young pup, and he was playing every game.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
No, right.
Yeah, so it was before he came, but I agree with Gilbert Arenas. They should apologize to Allen Iverson because one, he's the best one of the best players to ever lace up and play. It's arguably the best player under 6 feet tall.
Easily.
Multi all NBA first teams.
Man.
Multi first team all defenses and the MVP scoring champ a couple times and 135 to 40 pounds, dripping wet, and he led a franchise. Like he was the guy.
Finals.
Yeah.
Right. There was the finals that knew they were just happy to win a game.
Right.
Because the Lakers were on a tear.
Yeah, they said they won one.
Right. Right. The Lakers were on a tear that year. One or two.
That was a step over, right?
Right.
That was a step over.
Tyrone
Lue
got paid after that too. For guarding Iverson. Yep. Absolutely. But Iverson, and that's why it's so profound. And I hope that we'll be able to bring that up on here. We're talking about this. When our editor, Mr. RK himself, they can bring it up so people can see what we're talking about. We're talking about practice.
Anybody tell you that I miss practice? If a coach say I miss practice and y'all hear it, then that's that. I mean, I might have missed one practice this year, but if somebody say he doesn't come to practice, it can be one practice. Out of all the practices this year, that's enough. If I can't practice, I can't practice, man. If I'm hurt, I'm hurt. I mean, simple as that. It ain't about that. I mean, it's not about that at all. You know what I'm saying? I mean, but it's easy to talk about. It's easy to sum it up when you just talk about practice. We sitting here, I'm supposed to be the franchise player, and we're in here talking about practice. I mean, listen, we talking about practice. Not a game We talking about practice, not a game, not the game that I go out there and die for and play every game like it's my last. Not the game. We're talking about practice, man. I mean, how silly is that, man? We're talking about practice. I know I'm supposed to be there. I know I'm supposed to lead by example. I know that. And I'm not shoving it aside, you know, like it don't mean anything. I know it's important. I do. I honestly do. But we talking about practice, man. What are we talking about? Practice? We talking about practice, man. We talking about practice. We talking about practice. We ain't talking about the game. We talking about practice, man. When you come in the arena and you see me play, don't you? Absolutely. You see me give everything I got, right? Absolutely. But we talking about practice right now. But it's an issue that you're we talking about practice. Man, look, I hear you. It's funny to me too. I mean, it's strange to me too. But we talking about practice, man. We're not even talking about the game, the actual game, when it matters. We're talking about practice.
Now, is it possible, though, that from where he's coming from, if you practice, not you would be better, but your teammates would be better?
How the hell can I make my teammates better by practicing?
And again, you youngsters out there, this is a prolific pro.
Yeah.
That made it.
Yeah.
Now, please believe me, in high school or middle school, he wasn't missing no practices. But his body taking the wear and tear and playing those 82 games, you can't get mad at the man if he missed one practice and he's carrying a franchise. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I don't want anybody to take that the wrong way for all you young athletes out there to say that, you know, practice is extremely important because
it is.
You got to be able to get to that level.
Yeah.
He's on the highest level of the sport.
Right. Yeah. And I echo what RK was saying is if they don't or if they don't come out and say they owe him apologies, then they need to hold those that are in the NBA now to a stricter accountability.
Yeah.
And own up to it. Like when they come to the mic and they're like, "What was you sitting out for? Like, what's your reason to sit out? Like, you wasn't at practice? Well, let us know why you weren't at practice. You know?
Yeah, that's real.
That's the result I would rather see. Even
100%,
because they owe him a few apologies. You know what I mean? The way they harassed him about his braids, the way they treated him all through his
clothes.
Yeah, his clothes. His tattoos. They kind of went at him for all kind of reasons as a player. And there might have been I don't want to say who, but it was a couple people on TV. You know what I mean? That was going at him about them things. But yeah, I would rather see the reverse happen where the players now are held accountable because, like I said, as a fan, I want to see the guys play.
Agreed.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And kind of touching base on another topic that is a little bit touchy, and I know that we've kind of followed it to a degree. What do you guys think these end results will happen with the Mikey Williams situation? And the reason why I'm asking this is just because here's a young man that made millions of dollars from NIL in high school signings, and now he's facing
3 years. I think
I heard that it can go up to 15 or whatever.
3 to 15,
right? Like, so just with my prayers are with him and his family.
Yeah,
but just like you got to have the right people leading you. Yeah. When you're dealing with kids and money. Would you guys agree?
I agree.
You can't be a fan when you got to be an advisor or you got to be a parent.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like Royal Sire Heiress, they may blow up, but rest assured that they are going to the morals are not going to change, or the ethics. I'm always going to be your dad. I don't care if you are 3 times richer than me. I'm not saying his parents are not doing anything. I'm not saying
don't even matter. I'm a boy, I'll backhand you, boy.
Right. And I'm not saying that his parents are not doing anything, but it's just a very sad situation when you look into it with athletes having to spend money on court and fighting for your freedom. Yeah. When he should be at college at the University of Memphis right now, playing for Penny Hardaway.
Exactly.
Putting on a show. It's just very unfortunate. That's why to say. And my point of what I want to address, Rod, what do you see the good and bad in sports?
Man, to be honest, I mean, good and bad in sports, I don't really know I don't know, man. I don't really want to say it's good and bad in sports. I think a lot of it comes from our culture, man.
Yeah.
It's a carryover from our culture.
Can you expound on that a little bit?
Man, I love my culture, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? I love everything about my culture, but there are things. There's actually a conversation out there that this individual's online talking about. He's kind of calling out names of different artists and saying, basically trying to hold them to account for the messages that they're putting out.
Oh, and rap.
Yeah, and rap. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I love rap. I listen to rap. You catch me driving down the street, you're gonna hear some of the most, graphic lyrics, or whatever.
Right.
It's what I love, it's what I know, and that's a part of the culture that I've been brought up with.
Right.
But at the same time, I hate to see it impact a young man and make him believe that he gotta be something that's being talked about on them records. Yeah. And it's kind of like that, I know you guys are Jay-Z fans, what do you say? Hove did that, so hopefully you don't have to go through that. You know what I mean?
That's real talk.
So hopefully these lessons, these words that are put in these songs, these guys ain't trying to emulate and trying to do, but really try to learn from and take a different path, because they don't have the same hardships. They're not going through this. I can't say they don't have the same hardships. They are going through hardships, themselves. They're dealing with the fentanyl crisis just like the rest of us.
Yeah.
They're dealing with the fact that you gotta have some money in the social media world, just like the rest of us. You know what I mean? You gotta look like you have something,
right?
Just like the rest of us. I think that I just hope that, like you said, with the right mentorship, with the right grounding, the right people around him, he can still enjoy the culture, still be a part of the culture, but not have to be a victim of the culture.
Right. That's good. That's really good.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of echoing that same thing. I think also, like how you're saying, the individual who's putting out those lyrics or whatever it is, they may not be living that life, or they could be living that life, but then at the same time, give an individual like a young 13 or a 12-year-old, this is something that I do, but this is something that you. But then if they come out and say something like that, then it's, oh man, your music is terrible, or our culture is turning their backs on it. Oh man, he's a sucker. Or, oh man, he's this. And so like it's a fine line of that you kind of have to walk when it comes to that, because I'm a believer of, you only see a glimpse of everyone's best on social media. So whatever anybody posts, you're only getting a glimpse of their top 10 moments of their life. And you're like, oh man, this guy is really doing it. When you go really live and walk with that individual,
it's a struggle.
It's a 100. Like if I gave you my 10 best days, bro, you might think I'm a billionaire. If I gave you my 10 best days, especially because one of them that day when we were suited at the ball,
we saw you.
We were looking good, bro. But if I hit you with 10 of those, you're like, bro, you're doing well for yourself. But then if you live with my lifestyle, walk my lifestyle, like I do well for myself, but it ain't what I perceive or what I push out.
It ain't always peaches and cream.
It's not always at all. Right. And so I think the kids nowadays, they're seeing this because they're exposed to it. For one, we're living in the era where kids are exposed to stuff way earlier and way sooner than what we were. Like there was no way. I was just talking to an individual. There was no way I knew about someone scoring 50 points in a basketball game in New York. There was no way he was going to find that out. Now, you just look online and be like, oh, man, Mikey scored. He's all the way in Texas. He scored 50 points. You didn't know that.
Let's go a step further. You may play video games with these guys now online.
100%.
Or you may actually played against them in AAU and stayed in the same hotel and in passing, and now you're friends with that individual. But you know what I'm saying? That's you're right.
Right, but you're just exposed to something so early and so quick.
Yeah.
So now your brain has to cipher through what's right and what's wrong.
And what's real and what's not.
And what's real and what's not at such young age without no guidance there. So you got to cipher through it at 13, ain't no way I'm gonna cipher through something that I told you what I was doing at 13. I was telling the coach. Right. So I'm ciphering Allen Iverson's quote to my coach.
And took it to a whole different level.
That shows how impressionable you were, though.
Right.
Yeah.
Agree.
And maybe not impressionable to everything in your but when it
came to competitive,
but what you saw and what you really liked, you impressed.
Right. Yeah. It's which brings me to another point. That's why if people listen to, like, rest in peace, Kobe Bryant. But the mission that he was on was to help all these NBA players now to become great.
Yeah.
And spending time with them and picking their brain.
Agree.
Because guess who did it for him? Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
And when he talked about it in that interview, I watched it the other day with Matt Barnes on All the Smoke. What you see in me, you see him because everything he gave to me to be better.
Yeah.
So I don't care about asking me who's better or this, that, or the third, because I don't win those 5 championships without his mentoring and guidance.
Yeah.
So you have a person locally here that we've interviewed
Yeah.
Jamal Crawford. Every Washington athlete should pick his brain, if you ask me.
Yeah.
How did you do it where you came from nothing for 21 years, never a stain? They never talked about you off the court or anything. How did you live that life? And he'll be able to give you the game without you having to pay for it.
But see, that's
crazy.
That's the part though, is that, you know, in the social media world, everybody thinks they're equals and they don't want that mentorship relationship.
That's bad.
No. And that's because they want to look like they figured it all out and they did it all on their own.
Self-made.
And what benefit do you get?
Because because this is America, and America is society values the individual over the collective.
Agree.
And so they makes you feel like you got to do it on your own. Yeah. And I'm the individual. I did this. I built this. Look at what I did.
You get more hearts for that.
I'm Elon Musk. But who's the guys that work with Elon Musk? He doesn't code everything.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
Say that again. He
don't code everything. But I'm guaranteeing you, he got a group of guys that he goes to and can hash all his ideas out. And we don't know none of their names.
But the name we know is Elon.
But guess what though? I guarantee those guys are paid
100%.
Well taken care of. To me, that's good in some instances. But if you're seeking for knowledge, and you're seeking for how to be a pro.
Yeah.
And I think, I don't mean to cut you off.
They all have to do that, though, okay? Because or else they'll find themselves out of the league in 3 years.
And that's what impressed me most about Kobe Bryant in his later years. Yes, because as a player, I didn't really know if he was doing that because I always heard about the internal strife in his team. But when he was retired and he was bringing those guys, he had Tatum at his camp, and he was really spending time with them players. That made me look at him in a whole different light.
I promise you, when he died, and RIP Kobe, man, to me, before he passed away, I was a big Reggie Miller fan. Yeah. So I grew up in the Reggie Miller or Pacers fan. And then when Kobe put us out, I stopped. I was just like, man, Kobe's just like, he's just this bum. And then luckily, LeBron was able to come into the league and take up when Reggie Miller left. He left in 2002. LeBron came in 2003. I became a LeBron fan. So I never got the chance to really say like Kobe was my guy. But when he passed away and started just passing on his knowledge, I had him when he passed away or when he retired. I had him at like 8 on my list. But then when I really started like really digging in, like my guy was just like give. Y'all don't know where he sits on my list now, but I mean y'all can say what y'all want to say about it. But Kobe like is that too. But when I had him, I was just disrespecting him because I really didn't. I didn't feel like he was kicking down that game. I feel like he was like this arrogant, cocky, like just do it. Like he was cold, but I couldn't get on board with him. Yeah. But then when I started seeing the game that he was giving back to not only players, not only like Paul George, like there's DeMar DeRozan, like Westbrook, like all these people, Tatum, like all these people he was giving game to.
Kyrie,
all of them, he was just giving game. But then he started doing for the kids. I was like, dang,
let's take a step.
Kobe, you are the man.
He started becoming like a real ambassador.
I really was like, bro, you could be my guy.
He became an ambassador for women's basketball.
For WNBA.
He would have.
But Sabrina, he solidified Sabrina. That's why she's flourishing right now.
Yeah.
Like he went all the way to Kashmir, Washington.
Yeah, he did.
To go watch Haley Van Lith play, him and his daughter.
Yeah.
Kashmir, Washington's like up there by Wenatchee and all up there with 2.5 hours away in the middle of nowhere. To go watch a game, and it's just but I hate that it always takes somebody to have to die in order to give their. That's one thing that I'm really big on now because I say, and we're going somewhere else with it, which is good. But us as people, we get so caught up in the thing of being busy and I gotta do this, I gotta do that. But when somebody leaves this earth, everything stops and whatever you had to do can be put on hold.
Yeah.
People have to make more time to spend time with their loved ones and their family while they're here and show love and spread cheers while the people are here.
I agree.
Because when somebody dies, everybody gets up at the microphone and talk about how this person, what he meant to you, and that person can't hear anything you're saying.
Yeah.
So why not get ahead of it?
That's good.
And put in perspective. That's why myself, Jamal said I'm the connector. I always try to bring us all together. Whether or not people can come, that's on them. But I'm going to continue to press the envelope for you to do it so that you know Dave is on it. If nobody else is on it, Dave is putting it out there. And he's putting the pressure sometimes, so I feel like I got to do it, which I'm okay with that because that's who I am. But I just think that we put too much emphasis on the day-to-day grind like we're so busy, like we can't do this and we can't do that. Yeah. But when somebody dies, even if you have this, that, or the third, You will not take the trip out of town. Yeah. You'll put work on hold. You put that on hold because you want to pay condolences. Yeah. And I just think that really thought about it like, I'm going to give people their flowers while they're here.
Have to.
And that I think that's just it took a different spin, but I think that that's important.
Very.
And just like, and it just, it kind of ties it back in to, there's so many young athletes. So imagine this. Imagine Jasir makes it to the NBA. And now he has millions of dollars at the age of 18 years old. Imagine Drew making it in professional football soccer, and he's going to play in Barcelona, and he signs a $300 million contract.
They get paid.
And but I'm saying at 19 or 20 years old, if the upbringing isn't there of what you instilled, Jasir is going to act a fool with that money. If the upbringing ain't there with Drew, when you have people that don't have nothing, see, our kids all have something, but put us in those shoes of us growing up. Somebody gave you $100 million, RK, at the age of 17 or 18. How do you act?
I really don't know.
You see what I'm saying? Somebody gives you somebody gonna give it to you at 18. That's what we're dealing with. These are 19-year-old. Victor Wembanyama is 19 years old, and he signs off the top with an NBA contract for $50 million, and who knows what the shoe contract is worth or whatever endorsements. We don't know these people's upbringing. So when they do get in trouble, everybody's just quick to judge them. But where's the mentorship? That's why it's important. And that's where I go back to that. My heart goes out to these young athletes because of how talented they are, they'll get paid based off their talents. And who cares about their mind? Who cares about their mental state? Who cares about how are you going to stay in this space? You know what I'm saying? And I just think that goes under the radar way too much.
And so for the question that you had asked, what do I feel is good and bad in sports? I think it's good that these young kids are being paid. But I think what's bad about it is when they being paid and exposed to that, it comes those tough decisions being made because of you're able to get it, but with no background, with no upbringing, with no guidance, all that stuff, you can make terrible decisions. And so I would think that's bad.
And also just the idea of sports in general sometimes, man. You know, we'd say the good and bad in sports. Not everybody's gonna make the league.
That's a fact.
You know, there's a lot of people, there's a lot of people heading towards that direction that's trying to get into these different leagues, and not everybody's gonna make it. So that's a tough thing to deal with too.
You're right.
You know what I mean?
So. And that's really a bad part in it. Because if you do it for your whole life, think about Jamal's story that he told us. That it was God's hand that was on him.
He kind of just was able to kind of like just glide into it. Where there's other kids like my nephew was struggling for years just trying to get a look. You know what I mean? And he's a good hooper, good player. You know what I mean? Going to those league camps and everything, and not getting that. But he didn't have the. I wasn't there to see his journey, but I assume it's because. There's in crowds and there's out crowds. Like Jamal kind of said, he said, once they start to like you, once one person starts to like you, everybody else starts to look at you with that favorable eye. And I think he was in a situation where he was trying to prove himself to people that was already had their minds made up. So
I mean, I don't get me wrong. All I know is sports. But like I said, there has to be something else besides that. Because sports is only for a short window of the lifetime when you really think about it. If we're talking about professionally,
even professionally,
it's and 5 years,
4 or 5. I was gonna say 4.
All around. That's basketball, football, all of them, baseball,
and that's why I think it's extremely important in why did we stay on these athletes about real estate,
knowing
school, investments that make sense.
But it comes back. It's all tying to back. Where's the mentor that's depositing that into an individual to let them know you don't. I didn't know about no dang investments. I didn't know about real estate. I didn't know about stocks. I didn't know about that when I was hooping or when I was playing football or running track. I didn't know nothing about that. All I knew was make it to this league, make it to this. do this. Be professional.
So you
be professional
paid.
in anything.
Right.
Just so you can be professional in anything.
Right.
So I didn't know nothing about that. But if the mentor is stepping in, letting individuals know that when we do give you this money, at least you're exposed. I tell the story all the time. I expose my kids to so much that I have or that we're doing. So when they get older, their excuse can't come back to me no more and say, I didn't know. Or I wasn't exposed to it. Well, I showed you about this when you were like 13 years old, or when you was 15-year-old when we was going to this restaurant, or we was staying away from this crowd. At least you were exposed to it. Now, whether you do it or not, that's on you.
Right.
But at least you're going to be exposed to it.
Absolutely.
And I can show you, okay, this could be the way, or this is not the way to go.
Absolutely.
You know? So your excuse can't be, I didn't know. So in Mikey's case, his situation could be like, I was only doing what I had seen. No one told me this is what can happen when it does it.
Right.
I'm only doing what I seen.
Right.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it blows up on him, and he's in this situation now.
Yeah, and it's
you know.
I hope everything works out for the best.
Yeah.
Superb athlete, and would love to see him
really
play
good.
at the next level for sure. Going into the next thing, since we're kind of on a sports kick right now, which is good. Auburn Mountain View High School.
Yeah.
Football players were suspended for hazing. Man, I didn't know. I thought hazing was only in college.
I thought so. I thought when you was only getting hazed when you joined a step club or something like that, or
a sorority.
A sorority, like that's what I thought. That's why I thought hazing came in.
Okay, you want to expound on that at all? Because when I looked at it, I'm like, this is crazy. Like, it's happening in school. Like,
in high school.
What are we doing? This is in the backyard.
Right.
Auburn's right around the corner.
Yeah, I mean, and the way I wonder what was going on there, because they said that all this stuff was happening right there inside the gym.
Sheesh.
You know what I mean? I mean, not inside the gym, but inside the locker room.
Inside the locker room.
Inside the locker room. So I'm wondering, what I know. I can go back to PE class, you know what I'm saying, and go to my memories there. But you know what I'm saying? I assume with the team, the coaches come in, kind of check on them guys, especially if it's, something's going on in there, you kind of got to keep an eye on them. They're still kids, you know what I mean?
Right.
They're students, you know what I'm saying? So you got to keep an eye. They're student athletes.
Right.
You got to check in on them and make sure they're doing the right things. And if they're hazing at that level, then somebody should have been having a better eye, a more keen eye on them kids, and making sure they weren't doing the things they were doing, and preventing it. That's the only thing I can say about it. But
yeah, me too.
But if it was my kid in that situation, I mean, man,
I'd be hot. That's a lawsuit waiting to happen.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a lawsuit waiting
to happen. Ain't no way, no how. Look, we a lawsuit. I'm getting paid.
I'm gonna milk it to the fullest.
and we're
the udders. I'm gonna milk that.
Oh, you're causing this. Look, I'm just like, look, my daughter don't want to go. I'm taking it to the
that could cause mental damage. That can cause so many different things that and a lot of kids, unless you talk to your kids, they are not going to just tell you what's going on. I make my kids talk to me.
Yeah.
Every single day. What happened today? What was going on today? Why are you moody? Talk to me. And you're not doing anything else until we talk.
Yeah. And apparently in this situation, the only reason why it was found out was because the kid went home and talked to his parents.
And that you got to do that.
Sheesh, bro.
Yeah.
And that's what we encourage all you young people to do.
Yeah.
If something is beyond your control, and like I said, we always want to give words of wisdom. We all have children.
Yeah.
And we're all raising them. And there's different age levels and different mentalities and different attitudes. But if it doesn't line up, man, you got to talk to your parents, and your parents got to get involved. Because until you become grown, they are your overseer. They are your
guardian.
Your guardian. They had you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Or at least somebody you trust.
That's exactly what I was about to say. It's not just your parent. It's someone who you trust or who you deposit or who you find that you can deposit those things into. It could be a coach. It could be your principal. It could be a teacher. It could be a pastor. It could be anybody. Someone who you can find those secret places in or secret things in. You need to let them individuals know, this is what's going on, so that they can speak up on it.
Right.
Because I'm not gonna lie, in that situation, it can cause an individual who was hazed to go back to his house and say, I know Pops had a AK. All right, I'm gonna come back to the house and I'm gonna go back to the school and now we have that. Now we have it in the back door. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Mass shootings.
All of something that could be prevented just by us communicating.
And nobody likes to be made fun of, man.
No.
Nothing whatsoever.
Yeah, and these kids are cruel these days, and it's humiliating, and you know what I'm saying? They don't want to go back.
3-year-olds is cruel. Like, I'm like, bruh.
Yeah, 3-year-olds can be.
3-year-olds can be like, bruh.
Yeah, so just imagine.
It's no more crybaby, suck your thumb.
Man, it ain't no more. It ain't that. No.
It's way worse than that. They'll come up with an image or a picture.
Right, bro.
Oh, yeah.
Man.
I'm like,
And it lives on the internet forever.
Right.
Hey, live on there forever. Like,
Yeah, man. Hazing, that ain't supposed to be nowhere near high school.
Yeah.
That's for grown people. It really ain't for grown people.
It ain't even for grown
Yeah, I
people.
think they
That ain't even for grown people, man. I don't know what that is. They need to leave hazing. They need to leave it where it's grazing, where the cows do it. You know,
Man, for real, bro. That's crazy.
Airbnb. People taking Airbnbs, staying in them.
Jeez.
The owners want their properties back, and they won't get out. and the people can't. And I'm not laughing.
I'm not.
But
either.
the people can't do anything. The people.
I take my laugh back. Let me take that back. I'm not laughing. Look, because I have I take mine back. I don't want to be in there. I take mine back. Look.
Hey, man.
I ain't laughing.
So Airbnb, you move in normally a week to a month, 3 days.
How
3 days.
Airbnb works?
A month to 3 days where you rent the property out and you stay there. Yeah. People sometimes give you the whole kit and caboodle where you can have the whole house, or sometimes people stay there and you can have a portion of it that you're renting, but people don't really do that too much because of COVID. So if they're going to rent it out, they're going to let you rent out the whole thing. So you have a contract that you sign for the amount of days that you pay in advance for the Airbnb, and you stay there. When you leave, sometimes they have cleaning fees. You don't have to clean up, but it's already added in what you pay because that's how they get it, because they got somebody to come clean up. However, what happens if I want to make the Airbnb my home and I don't want to leave? How do you get that person out of? You guys gotta stop laughing.
Man, I'm not
laughing. Out of your Airbnb.
To anybody who's watching,
that is crazy.
To anybody who's watching who is a registered voter or who is a homeowner who does do their Airbnb and who does rent their house out to individuals, and who can't vote, there is a voting that's been put out that they're trying to kind of control that. I think I can't remember what the little it's like vote no for 105-4. Like it's one of those that talks about home ownership and how the government's kind of trying to control those. I would say vote no, and I can't tell you to vote no, but I'm gonna vote no on that because they're kind of trying to take away those rights to us having to kick people out or being able to kick people out in certain seasons. So I'm gonna vote on it. But going back to this Airbnb situation,
well, this is $100,000 big mansion almost that they're written out. I have heard stories, or I know an individual firsthand who has their place right now. They're going through court to try to put somebody out because an individual came in, stayed the 7 days or whatever it was at their house that they're allotted. When they moved into the house, they bought locks with them. Changed the locks on the first day. Oh my goodness!
Moving into the house.
I'm not laughing at this situation.
So when they changed the locks to the house, the person couldn't come and open up the door to get their stuff back. They were tearing up carpet. They were taking out cabinets. They were just really
they were home decorating.
They were home decorating and taking this
person's
goodness. and the person couldn't do it. The person called the cops on them. They're like, "Well, have they been here 7 days? There's nothing we could do." The cops is telling the person there's nothing they could do to get the people out. They had a contract, and so then in one of the incidents, I guess the cops that came, it was there was something wrong with some part of the house that they couldn't even get in to even fix it because the person had changed the locks.
That's illegal. You can't change the locks in somebody else's houses that you didn't sign a contract for to rent or to own.
But that's my point.
That is crazy.
Really, I think, in my opinion, the homeowners should be able to sue Airbnb.
Yeah.
I think, or the clients, the tenants need to sign a contract with Airbnb so that they lose the rights, those legal tenant rights, if they're going to stay inside one of these places.
That's ridiculous.
Because Airbnb is really the one that's compromising their house
Right.
by giving them this service.
Yeah.
And apparently they didn't fully vet their.
Right, yeah,
Yeah, they fully didn't.
yeah,
They
vet,
didn't.
like you
They're
said,
probably
yeah.
protected against this homeowner, but they're not protecting the homeowner's rights in this situation.
Yeah.
So if they're not disclosing that information to the homeowners, then the homeowner should have a case. It should be a class action lawsuit against Airbnb.
I agree. I
That's
agree.
good.
All the millions of dollars.
Something has to happen because what's happening right now is they have to physically go to court to try to get their own property back that they own that their name is on.
Exactly.
That's absurd to me.
That's try.
That's true.
Try to get your. I didn't get in your home, man. That's try.
And a lot of the laws, as a former renter coming up as a renter, a lot of the laws are to protect the renters in a lot of cases.
Yeah.
So the laws are slated to protect renters, but at that point, this person has just hijacked your place.
Yeah.
For they were only supposed to be there for whatever amount of days they're supposed to be there. So whatever they agreed to, they should be nullifying their rights as tenants because they're not really tenants.
Right, you should not be.
They're vacationers.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
They're vacationers.
So that should be
a different term of writing it too. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
I agree to that.
Because it's happening.
About that, but
it's happening to way too many people right now.
Exactly.
And
Exactly.
I'm gonna have to take the law in my own hands in that situation.
And you're gonna go to jail doing it too.
You gonna throw them out?
I'm something got to
It
give.
can cause more problems though.
I know, but I can't.
Then on top of it, they know where you live. All the windows is gonna continue to get busted. Like, I agree. I would say I would.
I'm not saying that I'm using physical force, but we're gonna have to have a conversation. What is the reason why you're staying here still?
You're gonna be talking through the door.
Hey,
I own this place, not you.
I'm gonna have a secret path that they don't know I can come through, and they can call the police if they want to say somebody's in my house, and I'll have that deed right in my hand. This is my house.
But then this is I
can't grasp a hold of that, man.
For me,
it doesn't make sense
I'm just gonna have to chalk it up as a loss and be like, listen, I'll pay you, $500, $800, $1,000, whatever it may be,
just to get out.
Just to be like, here, I'm just have to.
But $100,000.
So that's a $1 million house.
But think about that. Hey,
I'm not buying you a home for you to stay in.
Hey, fam, that's extortion.
I need a down payment.
Buy you
Let me go stay in this house until I get the down payment to get this house.
Right. Hey, is that not extortion? What are we talking about?
It is.
I'm saying that means that you can tell me, you know what?
In a form.
I'm gonna stay. I'm not even gonna. You have multiple properties.
Yeah, no, you will not.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
see, so now you see his tone has changed. I'm saying the minute that happened, I know I'm gonna get a call. Hey man, I know you're gonna get a call. Hey man, I got a dilemma. You know what I'm saying? And so that's all I'm saying is like, that doesn't sound fair. That doesn't sound right. I don't understand. Like, it's almost saying that, can I go in a hotel and stay in the hotel? Why can't
you? That's an organization.
My house is a business
organization. What were you saying about that?
My house is a business organization.
But the only thing about that,
it's just a smaller scale.
Yeah, but the only thing about the hotel is you put a credit card on file. So
and what do you do with Airbnb?
I think Airbnb you just pay.
You don't pay in cash.
No, you don't. You pay.
There's no trace.
Right. There's not. So Airbnb. This is how that Airbnb works. Oh, I'm putting my house on here for $200 a night. If I want to stay 7 nights, I'll send somebody a $1,400 check or a $1,400 deposit, whatever it is, and then whatever your cleaning fees be $200 or whatever your fees are, you get that and a deposit. So they'll send all that to you. So when they move in, the only thing the tenant, when they come out, is only receiving just the deposit if it's deposited back. So the money's already there. You're not sending over, well, give me your card information so I can continue to make deposits off of there.
So what you're saying right now is something that they need to change.
I agree.
I need a credit card on file.
I need a credit card on file.
That'll stop it.
That will not. Because then what if I give you a... Peep this out.
You can
what if I have a card?
Prepaid. You can determine if it's prepaid.
What if I have a card that maxes out as a $1,000 credit card, and you're only asking for a $250 deposit, right? I send you the $1,000 credit or the $250 deposit off the $1,000 credit card. You can only swipe that thing to $1,000. You can only max that thing out. What's going to get after that?
And credit cards are protective of the owners, so they can say, I'm canceling payment on that.
That too. Yeah. They can cancel the payment on that and still stay in your house for longer days.
That's a bad. That's just like this.
The only recourse is going after Airbnb.
Yeah,
that's the only recourse.
So here's another example. If a squatter's in your house
We gotta.
If a squatter is in your house,
we gotta fight,
and you can't just get them out.
Yeah.
Directly.
No.
Yeah.
Like if you call the police,
call the cops. No,
it's not guaranteed that they're just going to get them out. That is absurd. What is the difference between breaking and entering into my home?
That's true.
I mean, if they're staying there, squatters' rights, man. I don't.
What? How is that a right?
And then
somebody got to explain it. How is that a right?
You changing
if somebody breaks into your house today, the police comes with your security system.
Yeah.
And if they catch the person, they're going to jail.
Right.
But if a squatter does it and they're just living in there, nothing happens to them.
It's something about when they set up shop and get to live there for a certain amount of time.
Oh my goodness!
The law protects a certain amount of days, or
gives them rights at that point.
Yeah, a certain amount of days, or I think if you get mail there.
I've heard,
if you set up mail.
I've heard of people squatting on land and taking ownership of land because nobody can get them off that land.
No, he's not lying.
Yeah.
No, for real.
Or
getting them off of it, they're getting paid to get off.
Yep. What is you guys' thoughts on this?
Right.
Like that's almost something, and I hate to say it, you have those people that are out panhandling, right? And a lot of them that panhandle.
And then be making dollars.
They make money, but they actually have a job, or they're not actually homeless.
Right.
And they're doing it as another source of income. Then you pretty much telling me that squatting is now a profession.
Jeez.
I know some professional squatters.
That is
I don't know no professional squatters.
I know some professional squatters that got paid during the housing crisis. Yeah, 2008, 2009, they got paid. Yeah, got paid.
It was going to the house. Look, all right, you got me my check. All right, look, I out.
But they was going after the banks. I mean, they was impacting the banks though, because the banks wanted the houses because they wanted to flip them because they.
So they just made them. They made a little deal inside. Hey, you pay me this, I'm gonna get out.
That's what they tell them. I can't. Yeah, I've been living here. They didn't live there. They see the house is empty.
And they living there rent free.
They living there rent free until the bank shows up. The bank shows up. Oh, we need this place. You guys don't have no right to be here. Well, cut me the check and I'll move.
Right. Yeah. If not, you're gonna take me to court and pay more money than the check you're gonna give me.
Exactly.
Hey man, I'm
still not gonna have to move.
I'm still not gonna have to move. You're still gonna have to go through days or cuts for me to even do it.
I am totally torn. This situation, it hurts my heart to see that, and that you have a right to be able to do that. That's with all the crisis we got going on in the world. Man. And I'm a taxpayer, and also. I go to work every morning.
Yeah.
Every morning, every day, 6 days a week. And you mean to tell me somebody could just come to my property that I'm sitting idle, that I want to rent out, and live there for free, and I can't get them out?
Yeah, that's tough.
They might be, hey.
That is, I'm done. I'm done.
Yeah, that's true.
It's squatters. Wow.
It happens, but man.
That's almost as bad as a hoarder. He's a little bit worse, man. I don't know, man.
Way worse,
man.
Hoarder, at least they do.
Hoarder, at least you bought whatever it is.
You
own whatever you hoard.
Some of the stuff they stole,
right? But
there's so much stuff in there you don't know.
You own it.
If you're the owner of the property and you have a hoarder there, that's a problem.
Oh yeah,
That's crazy too. Wow.
Hey, you gotta clean it out and all them dead cats.
Brilliant minds in sports, music, and entertainment. I need a couple of names that you feel that what you've seen or what you studied or what you witnessed. Brilliant minds in sports, music, and entertainment. Anything that comes to mind.
The most brilliant, what comes to mind, who comes to mind for me with sports is Deion Sanders.
Tell me why.
His ability to market himself, and it just doesn't benefit. So for me to say this, he doesn't do that just to benefit himself, because I think he left HBCUs as a whole better than what he. So his ability to market himself, brilliant, like brilliant. That's
marketing alone.
Just marketing,
and branding,
like branding and marketing,
right,
for what he does.
Prime time.
Brilliant mind.
I agree.
Brilliant.
What about you in sports? Who would you say this is just a brilliant mind? Because we're gonna go down sports, then we're gonna go music, and we're gonna go entertainment. Just somebody that comes to your mind, and why?
Sports. I mean, I guess when it comes to sports, I got to go with Shaq.
That's good, bro. Tell us why.
I mean, because his moves. I mean, he's a business. He's an enterprise.
He's a business, man.
Yeah,
31. I think it was like 30. It was 30, 31 or 32.
I mean, even when
different businesses he's in.
I mean, even when he goes back to the Twism days, shout out Shaq.
Come on,
to the Twism days, though. I mean, he was a solid. He was one of the best rappers. One of the best NBA players that wanted to be a rapper.
Are you not entertained?
I'm saying, he's right. Serious. He's one of the best that ever do it, man, on all levels. I mean,
that's good,
I gotta respect Magic Johnson and his moves that he made outside of basketball, but Shaq is just
the diesel.
Yeah, because I watched it. I watched it happen.
Big Aristotle.
And it's man, Shaq is he's serious.
Right. Yeah, I agree.
He's serious.
You know one I was gonna say, because and people may hate, but the reality is he's pretty much made the most in sports is Floyd Mayweather.
Ooh,
Money made.
He's just
another name, but I thought
I want to talk about him because he made it bigger than just boxing.
I agree.
He made it a show. Yeah. He made it a movie. Like the All Access started with him.
Yeah.
And what he did was even the fighters that he fought got the love and became famous behind him. And then he got and created his own promotional team, which his name is on it, went from Pretty Boy to Money Mayweather, the villain, you know what I'm saying? And just kind of recreated itself like Hulk Hogan did when he went with the NWO. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? He made the people still love him. Yeah. And to be able to kind of control your own destiny when it comes to that and put your promotional team and everybody wants to be a part of it. Yeah. And then again, you haven't lost, and then you haven't hit the canvas, and then you get to walk around with the briefcase with $1 million at a time. That's,
I mean,
man.
And he put together the infrastructure that's still running to this day.
Yes.
No, 100%.
Yeah.
Yes.
He put a blueprint together.
Yeah.
And yet still, if you want to go by it, it can be successful today.
And think about those three names we just
I think
said.
Canelo's following that path.
Yeah.
A lot of
because he's doing his
young
own.
bucks.
It's just that he can't talk.
He's another.
Right.
He's following it.
Right.
If we were Mexican, we would say he's following a great plan. We would understand what he's saying.
And the cool part about it, there's a lot more what they say, a lot more Spanish speaking people in the world.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
You know what I mean?
But I'm just saying,
we would understand it.
To me, he doesn't talk enough. Like he's not out there in the mix. Like now, when it's time for him to fight, he'll put his. I'm ready. This is nobody can beat this Canelo. When he said that, it made the boxing world shiver.
Now, if he was on TV, let's say Canelo, right? At his age, if he was doing the social media thing, if that story came out about the meat, and you see him doing promotion, like social media posts with a big steak,
right?
You know, going into it,
right?
So many fueling the machine, fueling the narrative, he'd be a bigger star
for sure,
even way bigger.
See, Floyd,
if Floyd knew how to do that,
right?
If Canelo knew how to promote himself, like what's the dude that was Conor McGregor?
Oh yeah,
Floyd if Canelo was Conor McGregor or Conor McGregor's mentality in Canelo, he would be unstoppable.
He'd be the biggest. He'd be the biggest fighter.
Yeah, no way, no how.
Because honestly, Tank Davis don't know how to talk either.
He doesn't.
But what happens is the Mayweather promotion's backing him.
He got that blueprint.
Right. Yeah. And then also he's beating people up.
And he's winning.
And he's knocking them out.
Yeah.
And so
that's the other
Floyd
thing.
Mayweather was backing him in all aspects. It's like, shoot, you can't lose. Yeah. You're on top of the division and you got Money Mayweather in your corner. Yeah. It's I mean, those three you can't go wrong with any of those three. Deion Sanders from being the all-pro to now the commentator, and then now the coach, and he's unbelievable, man.
Where you market
the Shaq is that unbelievable.
Yeah, Shaq is when he came up with the Shaq Diesel,
right?
Yeah. I'm like, bro, I thought you was gonna say when you was talking about athlete, I thought you was gonna say LeBron, but
he on his way.
Yeah,
he's on his way.
He's special too.
I'm gonna hit the entertainer before we go, because the entertainer that comes to mind for me is Kevin Hart. Like his brilliant. Like who knew this little dude?
Yes,
we didn't know nothing about him. But then when Cat Williams kind of like went on his little hiatus and kind of took off, we saw Kevin Hart just on like everything. Like when I say everything, I'm like, bro, who is this dude? And he's the same individual in every movie. He's like The Rock. So I can see how Rock and Kevin Hart do the same. Like they play themselves. Like that role that they play, it's them. So I'm like, bro, I see it. Like
one of the other things too is if you really look at it, the original Kings of Comedy had 4 people on that tour. He's selling out venues all over the country by himself. Multiple nights in a row. And doing it multiple times. Shout out to Kevin Hart. And he got his own shoe with Nike at one time. That's a good one, entertainment. What about you, RK? Entertainment.
I mean, entertainment, man. I know you guys are going to think this is typical of me, but I got to go Ice Cube.
Okay. No, that's brilliant. He's what?
100%.
Please expand. Matter of fact, that's a great one.
Yeah, because I mean, music aside, man, his music is, you know, his catalog for his music, he's a legend already. Yeah. But he's built so much outside of it with his with Cube Vision and all his movies that he's done.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Some of
the powerful movies. Culture, the big 3 that he's doing now shows his impact, and he's really kind of going. He was trying to, you know, buddy up with the NBA, and they rejected that, and now he's going head up with them, man. I mean, I gotta give respect to Cube. You know what I mean? And if not Cube, 50 Cent.
No, look, we got music. Don't be stealing. Look, we got music. Music is still on there. Look, don't be stealing another one. Cube is cool. Look.
I got another one after that too.
Hey, listen.
Just with entertaining, of captivating the crowd itself, Vince McMahon. With wrestling. He took wrestling. I was a big wrestling fan as a kid, but he took it and destroyed every other federation to make them join his. And it originally came from his dad out of a small town in Connecticut, and he's expanded it to being a global thing across the world. And just watching him put his son on and his daughter on, and
I think he understands marketing, man. Yeah.
Brilliant.
I think all these guys do.
Just brilliant with his entertaining, though, because even though we know wrestling is staged and there's an outcome winner, we don't know who's supposed to win sometimes. Because I may say this person's going to win, and it may just be a different thing. It's a twist where they got the other person winning. I never thought Hulk Hogan would turn to the dark side. You know what I'm saying? That really almost made me cry. As much of a wrestling fan I was. You know what I'm saying?
Him and Sting. I didn't think Sting was going to go.
Right. Or Ric Flair starting to be a good guy where people cheered for him.
Yeah, I remember him as a bad guy.
Right, because he's always a part of the 4 Horsemen. Woo! You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Vince McMahon comes to mind just with entertainment. Is just he took that sport and made it global. When you can do that, that's special.
Music for me, there was 2 individuals.
No, I need just one.
No, it was 2. But I'm only going.
Oh, you gonna go 2?
I'm not gonna go 2.
Go ahead. Do what you know.
For me, the most brilliant. Man, y'all gonna hate me.
No, we're not. Only Pac can judge you.
Chris Brown.
Tell us why.
You talking about a genius, right?
Genius.
Okay.
Like I'm talking about like just the whole body of like music, like songs, like playing, like dancing, like performing, like painting, like just the whole body. Like he's cold. I know y'all want to say Michael Jackson and put him.
No. You say what you think.
But for me,
who's brilliant?
Brilliant is Chris Brown.
He is brilliant. For
him to do it this long,
I give Breezy.
For him to do the Rihanna situation, but yet still being relevant today, still making songs, still like
he has bangers for sure.
Chris Brown for me.
Who you got, RK?
Man,
and if you take mine, I'm gonna be mad. But go ahead.
I don't think you're gonna be. I think you guys are gonna be surprised by this one, man. I mean, I could go with my. I got a couple of answers that would really fit, but somebody I just watched an interview on, and it really. I grew up on his music. I didn't realize how much I missed his music. You know what I'm saying? Because growing up on it, like you said, it's a vibe. It's that feeling. But and also what I've seen in an interview, I got another appreciation for the level of his level of work, the things that he's done, and that's Warren G. Yeah,
I was. I'm gonna tell you what I was just watching. I was watching The Show.
Oh yeah.
And that's back when with the 5.
Yeah, that's what he said. He saved Def Jam with that album.
Right.
So I watched that interview he did on Drink Champs. You know, shout out Drink Champs. I really got a solid different appreciation, and a different perspective for his journey, and because I knew some things. I knew he was pivotal in that era. You know what I'm saying? Pivotal with them samples and the beats that he was making and that whole squad. But he was really pivotal in that. But hearing him talk about it and the things that he was, and he's a real humble dude, so he's not even out there putting this all out there like he's that guy, but he's that guy. Yeah, Warren G. Yeah. He deserves his flowers. Yeah,
I'm gonna be honest with you. I've never saw anybody I want to just talk to him one day. Just going from DJing from place to place with all his equipment to going to with one of the number one groups in the world with Ice Cube, with Eazy-E, with who was the other one? Yella, DJ Yella, and Dr. Dre is just to bring out Snoop Dogg, to endorse Eminem, to endorse 50 Cent, and to put the game on to have the dog pound with Daz and Corrupt. To go with Tupac with California Love, and oh my, to go with Beats, to go with Suge Knight, lose money, then get his money back,
do it all over again.
Dog, his mind. I just want to make the beats that he makes is just, or to put the songs together that he does is absurd.
Brilliant mind.
Yeah, I love that. Rapid fire, y'all ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
Wow, 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 wow!
Here we go.
Man, I want to roll with that one. Wow, 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 wow! We here.
Start one, cut one, start one, bench one, cut one. You ready?
Yes, sir.
MVP Allen Iverson, MVP Russell Westbrook, MVP Derrick Rose.
Man, for me, I'm gonna cut. I'll start it off. I'm gonna cut MVP Westbrook. I'm a bench MVP D Rose. And then I'm going to have to start MVP AI. That's tough. That's very tough.
I got the same lineup.
You got the same?
Yeah,
I'm cutting starting, Westbrook. You're cutting Westbrook.
Cutting Westbrook.
Average a triple-double as MVP season.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm cutting Westbrook. I'm benching Derrick Rose and starting AI.
And I would have to start, but I just have to, that's I'm sticking with it. Yeah. Ooh.
If you could put 3 musical artists in one concert and make it an ultimate concert in the biggest arena in the world outdoors, who would they be? And what would be your order?
You want me to go? I got.
Ooh, this is tough.
For me, this is somebody that I wish I was in the stage of my life that I am now.
Rapid fire.
But for me, it was Michael Jackson. Chris Brown.
Okay.
And it had to be Michael Jackson, Chris Brown. And,
Rapid fire.
And Usher.
What order?
I'm gonna have
Who's the headliner?
Sure. Michael Jackson's headliner.
He's the headliner?
Michael Jackson and Chris Brown are cold. You got cold headliners.
No, you don't.
I'm going cold. They doing it together.
The rapid fire. No, that's not the question. There's one.
All right, Michael headliner. Jackson is the headliner. I can see Chris Brown. I see him.
Okay.
Ooh, man. I'm gonna go. You said 3?
3.
Man,
this is your concert. You're putting it together, the biggest arena outside.
I'm going R. Kelly.
Come on. Come on.
Step in the name of love.
I'm going R. Kelly.
Ooh, he's going to put on a show.
DMX.
Ooh.
Yeah,
okay.
DMX.
He's putting on the show.
Yeah, and I'm going to finish it with Snoop Dogg because he got hits.
Ooh. Who's the headliner?
Who's headliner?
Who's headliner?
Who's headlining?
Ooh. Who's headlining? Snoop Dogg.
Snoop
is heading in.
Yeah, he's going to close the show.
He closes it?
Yeah.
Man.
Here we go. I love it. So, would you rather fly in a private jet to get somewhere or go on a yacht to get somewhere?
I'm definitely private yacht.
Private yacht?
Yeah.
I'm PJ.
Private jet?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm a yacht.
Skittles or Starburst?
Ooh, Starburst.
Starburst. Yeah.
Tropical joints.
Mambas or Now Laters?
Mambas for sure. Now Laters do smack, but Mambas.
Mambas is, yeah.
They softer.
Okay. Pecan pie?
Whatever other pie you name.
I know.
Pumpkin pie.
I did that intentionally when I go sweet potato pie or pumpkin pie.
Ooh.
Sweet potato pie.
I'm a pumpkiner.
Yeah, I knew he was going to say that
sure
as well.
Pumpkiner. Schmacks.
3 of your favorite places that you can go, you get 1 week to travel. Where are the 3 places you're going? Rapid fire.
I'm going.
You got 1 week.
Italy.
Ooh.
I'm going Africa.
Okay.
And I'm going Dubai.
Ooh. Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna go South Africa.
Ooh.
I was gonna go Ghana.
Ooh.
And Spain.
Spain?
Wow.
Yeah, I'm not sure where in Spain, but somewhere in Spain.
Here's one that I had that I really want to do this with you guys too. If you could play in any of your favorite movies as the co-character, what movie would you play in?
I'm playing in Taken.
With Liam Neeson?
And I'm the man though. Look, we going to go get them fools. Like it was either Taken or it was John Wick.
Okay.
One or the other.
Okay.
I was gonna say something about John Wick, but it's all good.
Oh, you my bad. No, I take it. Oh.
No. I was gonna say I was thinking about actors and John Wick, and I was thinking about Keanu Reeves, and he's been the same guy in every movie.
Yes.
He just
even though he's raw as John Wick, but he's still the same guy in every movie. Speed and all of them. But you said the question is,
if you could play in any movie as the co-star, which it could be your favorite movie, what movie would that be?
The Godfather.
Ooh.
Yeah, and be a brother in that scene with that family. The only black guy.
The only black guy sitting at the table.
Yeah.
That's good stuff, RK. That's good stuff.
You know what I'm saying?
If you had an opportunity to talk to Jesus Christ on the earth, what questions would you ask? And you have 2 questions.
I don't know if I have a question. I think I just let him know I appreciate what you did. I appreciate you. If I understood what he came for, I would tell him I appreciate what you're coming for.
Mm-hmm.
I would say it's necessary. Wrapping up everything that we've been talking about, speaking on somebody guiding us, he would be the ultimate guider.
For sure. What would you say, RK? What would you ask him? Or what would you say to him?
I don't know. I really would ask about why is there so much pain in the world? You know, what is the purpose behind? You know, because there's children that are dying and things like that. Like why? Why is that? You know, I don't know. Just try to get some understanding.
No, that's good. And the last thing, give me your take on Only Pod Can Judge Me. What's your thoughts on that?
Man, my takes on Only Pod Can Judge Me. Man, I appreciate where we've gone, where we came from, this journey that we're on, and where we're taking it to. I think Only Pod Can Judge Me. I think we're like-minded. I think the vision that we have for what we want to see it go, I think we're all on the same one accord. And man, that's where I'm at with it.
Your take.
I think you know, of course we're a work in progress, you know what I mean? We got a lot of work to do, you know what I'm saying? But I think that we're on the right path, man, and we're building, you know, block by block, brick by brick, or episode by episode. You know what I mean? And I think there's nowhere to go but up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And we're starting from the ground floor.
Yeah.
Huge shout out to our behind the scenes Saya Blakey. We want to give her a hand again for another week and another opportunity, and then the fact of what she does for us. And I'm going to tell you 2 gentlemen openly in front of everybody, it can't be possible without you guys. I appreciate you guys. I love you guys. I cherish you guys. And I think we're on to something.
Yeah.
To all of you out there,
Man.
we love you. We appreciate you. Continue to like and subscribe, because guess what? Only Pod can what?
Can judge me. Peace like fish grease.